we have something problem to audio and recording system. Anyway, even if anything, we have to keep the class. Hey. Okay, today we will class to continue to last week. The adult education for learning experience. How to we design for learning experience. So briefly, I review the last week. The instructional design is ID. Assuming is ID. This is for systematic approach and process of the planning instructions. Instructional design is many factors in there. For first of all, the famous theory is ADDIE program. ADDIE is analyze, design, develop, implement, evaluate. This is something circle. And also this is same process as a different up-to-date way. So the analysis, design, develop, implementation, and evaluation. And also learning experience design, we say LX at LXD. This is for base of learning experience design, this one. First time we have some question, and then research about the question. And then we make some design. And design is doing. Doing means is it develops. And then so develop, and then we get the final output, and then we can test, and then launch. This is a repeated process. Okay. Most of the design and most model is follow the plan to see is for processing for every model or theory. So last week we will review the several kinds of learning system. For example, e-learning and m-learning and the micro-learning and macro-learning. Also 5 examples of micro-learning contents, quiz game or something. And what is the difference between micro-learning and macro-learning. Also, now a very popular learning system is social learning. So social learning system is shows in the pictures. So social learning is behavior, environmental factory, and personal factory is systematically connected, and then learning the social learning theory. Most of them follow the social learning theories. Action, intention, motor, reproduction, and motivation. And also observational learning. This observational learning is individual behavior, attitude, and emotional expression, and his attitude. And then we can learn from them. This is observational learning. So observational learning is first factors is attention, retention, reproduction, and motivation. This is for follow the learning. Observational learning occurs, the same pictures. As instructional design models. Today we will study this area. So instructional design also we know the as instructional system design. Last time I talked to you, what is the system? System need every consists of members or contents have same goals. Somebody has a different idea. For example, if I have my own restaurant, and the restaurant is many people's cook and service and cashier or something. But some people is very not organized people. So he doesn't want to the good services. It's not system. System is broken. So restaurant is system, but some people is very complain and not good attitude for restaurant goals. What is the restaurant goals? Final goal is make money. But by the way, this process includes good services, almost smile and delicious food, taste, something, and circumstance and design, everything. But some people is very complain to owners, or some very not comfortable for working. So in this case, they are complaining. It means is that they are broken the system. So also each members consist very systematically connection. So it is easy example is that if some guys coming and then order the food, and then service guys is put in the order papers to cook, and then somebody called up. Okay, thank you. Okay, thank you. So this is for systematically connected, and then the all processing is convenient because these all process includes for same goals and same organizedly connected. This is system. So instruction design models is the same thing. So also that's why instructional systems design, we say, or instructional systems development, ISD or ISD. So anyway, the instructional design model is the practice of creating learning experience to support long-term learning. This is for related long-term learning. It's a system approach to analyze, design, developing, implementing, and evaluating any instructional experience. So later we will study the ED model. It's very representative of instructional design models. So simply, I say several times, all system doing plan to see. This, if I have some goals, and then I make the plan. Before that time, we need what's that? Information and data. Everything includes the plan department. So if I want to admit for Harvard University, then how can make some information and data and the best way, something. Get the information and then make a plan. And doing. Doing means is how can we do it? That many methods. Also endeavor like that. And then C. C means feedback. So feedback means is if we're doing the output and then compare the output and the goals. Feedback and analyze. Whole thing is seeing part and then make another plan the sequence. Successfully, if I want to Harvard University plan and then fail, and then what is the next step? Okay, I want community college or some other schools, exchange goals, and then this is for based on the C feedback output. This is every AD model or some kind of models follow this plan to C, plan to C. So plan to C. Some textbooks say only this plan to C, plan to C. Everything is adapted to this idea. So instructional design model is based on the belief that the training is most effective when it gives the learners a clear statement of what knowledge they will gain through training and how their performance will be evaluated. It means ID models is support long-term learning system. That's why they need what kind of knowledge they will gain through the training. Also, how their performance will be evaluated. This is for instructional design model. Representative instructional design model is AD model. AD, what is that? The initial ADDI is A is analysis, and then design, and then development, and implementation, and evaluation. This is circular is AD model. Same thing. Well, just compare them. Analysis, design is plan part. Development is doing. Implementation is also doing. Evaluation is C, feedback. This circle. This is basic instructional design models. Another pictures is easy to understanding. Analyze, design, develop, implement, or evaluation. This is 5 factors is circular. So analyze part is in charge for target group, content, or what kind of job. These areas analyze, make information and data, correct data. And this analyze is, the next process is design. What kind of design? Objectives. Design for objectives, design for strategies, tactics, assessment, motivation. These factors include the design part. And then next process is develop part. Develop part is which things to develop, materials, tools, tests. These things is, for example, of develop part. And then automatically next process is implement. Implement is doing. So implement, doing, pilot test, tutor training, marketing, etc. This is for implement example. And then next stage is analyze. So analyze and evaluate is these elements interact with each other. Analyze and evaluate is interact with each other. Also, development and evaluate also same interact with each other. So evaluate is related to other 4 elements interact with each other. This is for basic instructional design models. So AD is a little bit developed, detailed processing. So 5 stage of AD instructional design model is something like that. Analyze first, then design, develop, implementation, evaluate. So this is evaluation part is worked in centralized, but this is for circuit system processing. It's a little bit different. Right? And next, Merrill's first principle of instruction. Merrill's is very powerful professors regarding this area. First principle of instruction is he created. So the David Merrill is created first principle of instruction. Also Professor Emeritus at Utah University, and he is also very famous instructional theory based on the broad review of many instructional models and theories. So first principle of instruction are created with the goal of establishing a set of principles, which is instructional theory and models are in the general agreement. General agreement is keyword. Most people accepted but general agreement related for instructional theory and models. And then they accumulate something like these models. So this first principle of instruction can be used to assist teachers, trainers, and instructional designers in developing such based on instructional materials. So also first principle of instructions are described as a set of the related principles, which, when, how, properly applied in instructional product or settings. These things will increase student learning. This principle includes the following, this one. Task, problem, and center. Task, problem, center. What's the meaning? This Merrill's first principle of instructions very concentrate the task centered, problem centered. It means students learn more when the instruction is centered on the relevant real-world task or problem, including a series of tasks or problems, progress from simple to complex. There are many people in the classroom for adult education, but each people has a different task and different idea, different problems. At this time, this Merrill's first principle of instruction is a very powerful tool. Activation. So these principles is the following elements: 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 elements. 6. So activation. Activation means is to learn more when they are direct to recall prior knowledge. It means is every adult has own knowledge base, but is retired or some other people wants to more enlarge the knowledge and more deeply knowledge. Every guys has different goals. At this time, they have some prior knowledge, and then the teachers or learners instructors how to recall or some rearrange their own prior knowledge. So this is activation. So this activation can also include the foundational learning experience upon which new learning can be based, because it's a very different things. Is single instructors, because already education learning system members, they have own knowledge and experience. So how to rearrange or extend for their different each goals. So it's a little bit difficult for education learning, because last time I talked to you, this is for interaction with each other education system. But simply in the elementary school is one way, teach, that's it, and test, that's it, and then update, that's it. But the adult education is need to communication each other. So feedback is more difficult thing. So first principle of instruction are described as a set of interrelated principle. As I said, this is interrelationship. Even if the instructors knows everything, but powerful the instructors has a very powerful knowledge, but the students is also very lots of experience. So how do they communicate it? So the merit list is offered properly applied in an instructional protocol setting. So these instructions will increase student learning for these things. Demonstration, application, integration. So simply I show the pictures. Mary's first principle instructions process this one. Problem centered, as I said. Some adults have some problem, even if he has a very powerful knowledge and many years experience, but something problem. At this time, he can use follow this class through the marriage principle instruction methodology. It means learning is promoted when instructions is problem-centered. I worked for a long time in the mechanical, but I have only one thing I don't know that at this time, very powerful adult learning systems. Or activation. Activation learning is the promoted when instruction activate existing knowledge. So every students or every learners has activated existing knowledge. They already have it. So activation is a little bit promoted learners. So demonstration. Learning is promoted when instruction includes demonstration. So demonstration means is show up to the example, for instance, and demonstrate, demo. And then the students get it easy then. Application. At this time, learning is the promotes when instruction provide the opportunity for application. It means doing that, doing yourself. He has some chance to activation and then get some knowledge or experience. And the last integration, learning is to promote when instruction support integration into the real world. The integration means even if the students wants to something problem-centered education, but the real world is very different. So at this time, the integration is need for real world thing. This is 5 factors is various first principle of instruction knowledge. This other pictures is more easy to understanding for Mary's first principle of instructions: integration, activation, demonstration, application. As I said, this is very powerful real world problem-centered education system. Okay. And next, success approximation model. Same essay. This is for success approximation models. SAM is a popular e-learning development model. Last week, we reviewed the e-learning. So SAM is a very popular e-learning development model is emphasize rapid development over perfection. This is very quick, very rapid, emphasize the learning system. This model also encourages users to obtain feedback and make quick adjustment rather than obsessing over one perfect solution. SAM involves 3 stages. This way. Evaluate, design, develop. Evaluate, design, develop. Start in here. Evaluate, design, develop. Very similar plan to see models. So this is successive approximate semis. It's a follow 3 factors: evaluate, design, and develop. The next success approximation model is begin is left to right style, and this is circle there. The prepare, design, develop. Prepare part includes the gather information. Gather information and the collectability, more conversation, savvy start, more something, and make some data. And next process is design. Design part includes the prototype or review, repeat 3 times, or 4 times, something. This is some example there. So prototype means it's demo or some pre-test design, and then developed. So we make some draft and then implement and get some idea or data, and then renew the models. It means is we say the development. And then evaluate, repeat 3 times. 3 times, 4 times, it depends on the case. This is successive approximation model processing. And next is a successive approximation model consists of 3 phases, finds them below. We say this one. I say already done this one. Preparation, interactive design, and the interactive develop. So simply prepare, design, develop. This is successive approximational models. Okay, pass. Backward design model. What is the backward design model? First, I will show it to the models pictures. Backward design follow this style. First, identify desired result. Second, determine acceptable evidence. Third stage is plan learning experiences and instructions. This is for backward design. Backward design means it's feedback, the focused feedback. So these 3 steps in backward design. So first step is identify desired results. Its example is big ideas and skills identified, defined, and determine which is acceptable or not. This is culminating assessment task. We can do it or not. Answer the planning, learning experience, and the instructions part include the learning events. Let me show you another backward design model pictures. Easy to understand. First stage is identify the design results. And then second stage is determine assessment evidence. And the last stage, this is circular. Stage is plan learning experience and instructions. So these things is follow. The first step is what will students be able to do by the end of the lesson or module or unit or course. It means students is coming, and then at the end of the lessons, what will be students able to get it. Also, next study focused how will students demonstrate what they have learned. It means is what do you need, which one do you get some learning, ask it. And then next stage is what type of activities, materials, and the resources will lead students to the desired result. So students is learning which one, activities, materials, and the resources is using that, and then how to improve the planning, the learning system. This is for backward design model. Another picture shows is the more easy understanding there. So identify, design the result. Next stage is determine assessment evidence, and then plan learning experience and instructions. This is circle system. Simply, they said each part say that what I want to students to understand and know and be able to do. It means is what can I do? And then next, how do I check they have learned? How do I check which one? And the last is which learning activities will lead students to the desired result. So make sure the result, this is the math lesson. And the other learning-based system is competence-based learning, CBL. So competence-based learning. Competency-based learning system is with CBL. So competence-based learning refers to systems of instructions, assessment, grading, and academic reporting. So I know that your students very worry about your grade, GPA, because it's you guys for foreign students. That's why anyway, you have to at least GPA C grade. It means 2.0. So you are very afraid of your grade report, academic reporting. So basic regulation is if some students below C, it means 2.0. Let me talk about the grading system in the United States. Also very simple. So most schools, as you know, the A, B, C, D, and F. Some schools A plus, 0 minus, or plus or minus, something like that. Very simple A, B, C, D. That's it. So, or 4.5 system. Or. So it depends on the school policy. So if I get the A, you got it, so 5.0. And then times this is 3 unit or 4 unit, it means it's 15. 3 times 5. Or some students get a B. B is 4.0. For example, is perfect is 5.0. So 4.0 and then times 3 units is 12. Totally sum and divide how many units. This is your GPA. This is very simple system. You got it some AP, more something, 2 subject or subject, it doesn't matter. So you for example, you register 3 subjects. The 4.0 system. So one subject you got the A, 5.0. You got another subject, you got 4, B. And the other one is C. So you are this is for system schools 4 units. You got 20 hours and 4 units. So 16 hours, 16 hours per unit. And 4 units on the subject. And this is 12. The sum. Total 48 hours per unit. So what is your grade? This is for 12 units total. So 48 divided 20. This is 4.0. This is your gross GPA. Very excellent. This time, is your grade. So any kind of schools follow this one. So some schools is 3-unit subject, some schools is 4-unit subject, but this school I know they are 4-unit. So only one thing is you cannot take the below C. C means is if you get the D, oh, this is 2.0. This is big problem. So in this case, this is for report from the government. It's big problem. So be careful for your grade. Anyway, we'll come back in here. So the competence-based learning system is very powerful academic reporting system. Defining competence-based learning is complicated by the fact these educators not only use a wide variety of terms of the general approaches, but also the terms may or may not be used synonymously from place to place. So because it's even if I teach the A to C, but the simultaneous synonymously or different place is not used there because it's place different. So adapted the situation. This is very powerful competency-based learning system. The basic definition table that's showed. What is the competence? Competence, basically competence meaning is in case I have something to do, but it's in case I have some very big problem, how to do. At this time, we make some goals or plans with a competence theory, competence method, something like that. So if for some politicians have faults for election, and the big problem at this time, he can use the competence as competence. It means is how to resolve the problem occurs. So the competence theory definition is that competence refers to the ability of the individual to effectively perform or carry out the task, skills, or roles. It encompasses the necessary knowledge, skills, experience, and the capability to achieve desired results. So competence is not just a theoretical knowledge, but also the practical ability to use that knowledge in real world system. So competence means is very dear and place-centered methodology. So example is medical competence. Medical competence is mostly the doctors knows the processing, but many cases have very sudden case and problem suddenly occurs sudden things. So when they are surgeons, and then most some doctors doing the surgeons successfully performed. But problem is occurs every time. So medical competence is a surgeon successfully perform a complex surgery. So demonstrating is a competence in the medical field. It means is every things we cannot anticipate, focus that. At this time, we need or prepare for competence, medical competency, or linguistic competence. This is accurate translate a document from French to English, showcasing the competence in both languages. It's the linguistic competence because I can speak English, but I cannot speak Chinese. But the Chinese guys can speak English, but he cannot speak Korean. At this time, we are moderate through the English. So I say to English, and then the translate to Chinese, something like that. This is interesting story. Most immigrant families have same problem. the children can speak English very well, but the parents is very short English. So every Vietnam or Chinese parents say to their own language, say blame and complain to children by their own language, Vietnam, Chinese. But the children can understand only, but not say it. Okay, so response by English. But the parents cannot understand, cannot say to English, but it's a little bit understand by English. So most, I saw several times in Korean community, families is same thing. Complain, the parents complain, blame, and talking about their own Korean. But the children can understand, but the answer or response by only English. So they understand several times they share that the same method, and then getting more older to children is a little bit understand the situation. So in my case, I have two sons. I have one son and one daughter. So I think around the middle school, my son and daughters understand the communication. So they can speak Korean. I can speak Korean, the English. And then sometimes we are mixing the English. Bilingual is missing in the home. Eh? Every family is same situation. This is for very real example of competence theory. So competence-based teaching is followed. Academic planning, individualized learning plan, studied strategies, system and process support, life coaching, academic competence content. Now I say that. Now we have several theory introduced. But this is very similar. How do we process that? This is very similar approaching models. So conclusionally, I show to the traditional, very old, historical model of education. And now competence-based education is exactly different. This is for your, just your home, your family. Traditional method education is a very time-based model, time-based. It means is a junior high school or elementary school is 40, 45 minutes class and then 10 or 15 break time. But the competence-based education is different. It's a mastery-based model. So it means it depends on, it doesn't matter for take times. Only make goal is for you very specified some training, specified learning. So this is a mastery-based model. Exactly different traditional and competence education system. Or second is instructor-centered approaches, because it's traditional studies only one way from teacher to students. But competence-based education is student-centered approach. Student is ask me, answer to students. This is either way, the both way system. Asking, teaching, asking, answer, question, answer. So this is for student-centered method. Also, traditional method education is predetermined curriculum, because this is for some systematic, already done, already made it. And then either way, any students, either place, they joined or followed the predetermined curriculum. They already fix it, the curriculum. But the competence-based education is very customizable curriculum. So, okay, even if the same title subject, but the content is very adjustable for teaching. Also, the progress based on time and the courses. So a traditional method is based on the time and courses. As I said, it's a very time-based model. But the CBE is a competence-based education is progress based on the mastery of competence. It means it's adjusted the content, even if the same title. Lecture-based teaching, but the experiment touching. As I said, this is each other, but the traditional is only one way. Grade and credit, because its output is evaluated, the traditional education system. But the CB is a demonstration of mastery. You can do it or not, how much do you have it, and then you can get it there or something. But also the traditional method of education is a standardized assessment. But the competence-based is a performance-based assessment, because this is adult education. And already they know, the students knows it. So that's why I said last time, we cannot say the students or learner. Also, the design focused learning is traditional methodology. But the other hand, competence-based education is a skills-focused learning. Skills and very small. Also, traditional method is a fixed cost. We already fixed it. The tuition or rigid schedule, because it's very easy to make the curriculum and the schedule because of the determined curriculum. But the other hand, the competence-based education is variable cost, because it depends on the asking area. Also, that's why the flexible schedule, they adjust the flexible scheduling. This is what is the difference of traditional education and the competence-based education. This is common sense, but it's very summarized your understanding. The action learning models is more easy to pictures, this one. This is interactive, they are each factors. Powerful questions. One is active listening and shared learning, reflection, action, grouping, and individual development. This is for action learning models. This is an approach for problem solving, how to resolve the problem, how to solve the problem. This action learning model is very educated to problem solving. This method is supported to help improve the problem solving process and simplify the solution developed as a result. So action learning is very effective in developing number of individual leadership and team problem solving skills, and has become a component in many corporate and organizational leadership development programs. The strategy of action learning model is advertised as being different from the one size first all. Curriculum is very characteristics, many training and development program. So this time. The other picture shows the first step is problem. How to resolve, how to solve that. Action learning teams, action learning process, action taken, action learning coach. Basically, you can feel or some knows that most of the learning theory is very similar, a little bit different. This is for discipline approach. That's why. Action learning cycle this style. Plan, act, describe, reflect. Very simple. Very same. Plan, to see something like that. This is for action learning cycle. For group or group problem or individual problem, this theory is very educated or adjusted the problem. Something. Okay. That's all to how to design the learning experience. Basically, I would like to say that most learning system is adult education. Adult education is a specified area. The reason is all learners has their own experience and different background. How do they organize the learning system? Because the first thing is each student has a different idea and different problems. So that's why there are many kinds of theory in there. So a little bit boring. This theory is very similar, but the textbook is textbook. That's why so a little bit boring. But I would like to show to several kind of the theory. Okay. Okay. Thanks for coming, and see you next time. Oh, enjoy. Take care. Okay. Bye.
Thank you. Yeah.